Welcome everyone, Jared Ambo here, owner of the Ambo Law Firm and founder of Trial Alliance. Welcome to the issue number 29. Our topic today is fire is fuel. What does that mean? All right, so people get fired up about a lot of stuff, okay? People get fired up about pets, people get fired up about kids, appropriately. People get fired up about their animals, about fur, people get fired up about their cars, people get fired up about football, especially people in New Orleans recently, me included. People get fired up about college football, about college sports, right? People get fired up about stuff, right? Like seriously, like engaged in their lives in particular things, right? One of the things I get super fired up about is trial, jury trial. I have a jury trial coming next week, very big jury trial. Been putting it off for a long time, been pending for a long time, and I'm super excited. But guess what else I am? I am super scared. I'm freaked out, right? I'm really freaked out about it because I get this way before every jury trial. And though fear is part of that for me, in this particular instance, when I get fired up about football, when I get fired up about animals, or when I get fired up about my kids, like when I get fired up and passionate about something, there's this sort of primal energy that comes into my body, right? That is just pure energy. It's pure passion, right? And if someone were going to go to hurt my children or to treat one of my kids unfairly, the amount of energy that I could bring to bear in that moment is profound, right? I mean, actually, literally profound. The amount of energy that I can bring in an LSU football game, especially early in the season or when something big's on the line, I mean, I just get out of the box crazy, right? People get this way about things, right? Some people are animal rights activists, man, and if they see an animal harmed, it is on. I mean, like even the humans that are involved are insufficient to stop this, right? And I get that. I get how it is to feel passionate about something like that, right? Well, in what context am I talking about that kind of fire being fuel? Well, here it is. So my nephew's wife was talking yesterday about how to stay engaged. She put something on Facebook about, I'm just tired of working out, but I'm keeping doing it. I'm just going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on, getting in the reps. But I'm kind of exhausted. And I'm kind of tired of it, and I don't feel real motivated, Well, it's funny because for me, that feeling of non-motivation, that feeling of not wanting to get it done is kind of like the enemy, right? So I've begun in recent months, and I've kind of touched on this in my life, but more focused in recent months, to see those challenges, those kind of edges of my comfort, the edge of that comfort zone to me where I come up against it, I'm trying to like boom, 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 push through it, right? And that comfort can be a lack of motivation. It can be a lack of interest. It can be I'm just tired of doing whatever it is. I want a timeout, right? I'm just tired of like going up against the wall right there. And the truth is that when I see that, to me, that becomes the enemy. And I try to reach in and pull some of that passion out that I have for those moments where I'm on fire about something, and use that energy, use that passion, that fire to drive through those moments, right? And it works. It's incredible, It's incredible using that sort of that darkness, man, inside, that sort of not sinister, but that kind of like that guttural kind of tribal feeling that just like, man, nothing is going to stop me from doing what I want to do in this moment, And if I can access that information or access that feeling or that passion, and it's always in there. I can stay up for 4 straight days and not eat for 3 or 4 days. And if someone, I did it just for this last weekend, if someone would have threatened my wife or my children, well, I would have been like, man, I'm super exhausted because I haven't eaten. It wouldn't even have been a thought. I'd have had endless instant energy to deal with that situation. Endless, to the point of harming myself from the stress of pulling that much energy out of myself. And so where in my life can I use that same kind of energy to drive through in moments when I'm not feeling that into it, or that driven to complete, or that driven to get up and do that exercise, or to hit that single, or to get that rep in, where is that? And I equate that to jury trial work, because when I'm in jury trial work, I get exhausted. Before the trial. We prep for weeks and weeks, and some of these cases for months and years. And then as we approach trial, and we're about a week out, and so we're really just, like the whole office is just moving and shaking, and we're doing all this stuff. And we're staying late. We're working our butts off. And then in trial, it's like this hyper aware state for 8, 9, 10 hours a day. And you got to come home and work on the next day's stuff. And it's constantly moving and it gets exhausting. But I source an endless source of energy during that time. There's an endless kind of fountain of energy because I love jury trial work so much. I'm so excited about it. And I get so into it and so into the love of the process itself and my caring for my client and wanting to give them the best possible me they can get and the best possible work product they can get. I want to be able to walk away every day thinking, man, we exceeded by miles my own expectations of what we were going to do today, my client's expectations of what we were going to do today. We're just blowing the doors out of this place, man. And I want to feel like that every day, every moment. I want to have those victories every 10 minutes in a courtroom. And I feel that energy and that passion for it. And so I drive, and it's fabulous, right? Now, it can be incredibly exhausting at the end. In fact, last year, 2 years ago, I had a jury trial that we were ready for, and I went to try the case. And we prepped up, and I got emotional. I was in that like passion, like fire state, and my client pled. Right before jury selection. And we did all the processes, all the procedures that we were supposed to do, and I got in my car and I started driving home. I was in Ascension Parish. I started driving home to Baton Rouge. I got to Baton Rouge. I got off at College Drive. I had to pull over into a parking lot and just weep and like sob. Like, I wasn't sad that the trial had ended. I wasn't sad. I think the outcome was just in that particular case. I had all this fire, all this passion, all this emotion, all this raw energy, like all this stored up power ready to go, and it was all just like still in my body, man, and I didn't know how to let it out. I pulled over. I started by screaming, just like a furious, like tribal kind of like guttural scream, just to get it out, and it turned into weeping, crying, and just kind of getting this emotion out. It was incredible, man, because of that state, sourcing that energy and sourcing that fire. And so I know from that state, I can be super effective. I can be super effective in what I want to accomplish. And so when I get into tough situations in my own life, like getting up in the morning and not feeling like going to the gym, like, oh, I don't feel like going to the gym this morning. And I think to myself, if I make the gym, or I make this thought, not the gym, but the thought of not going, if I make that the enemy, and I see that as the edge, of my comfort zone, and I can source the fire to say, no, you will not stop me from going to the gym. That nonsense thinking is not going to cut it. And so it's been wonderful for me this last year, last 11 months, certainly the last 6 months, sourcing that passion in my life, that fire, that fuel, that sort of tribal, guttural, kind of old, like ancient kind of feeling inside my body. It's like, I don't know where this comes from, man, but it is here, and I'm using it to do great things in my life. So that's my message today. Where can the fire be your fuel in your everyday life when you feel like you don't have the will to get it done? So thank you for listening. I appreciate you coming by, and I will see you all tomorrow.